Negotiable Instruments Act, Section 41, Acceptor bound, although endorsement forged. Section 41 of the Negotiable Instruments Act, 1881 deals with the liability of an acceptor of a bill of exchange in cases where a prior endorsement is forged. This provision lays down an important exception to the general rule relating to forged signatures and emphasizes the responsibility of the acceptor at the time of acceptance. 1. General principle regarding forgery. As a general rule in negotiable instrument law, a forged signature is void and does not create any legal liability. A person whose signature is forged is not bound by it, and no valid title can ordinarily pass through a forged endorsement. However, Section 41 introduces a specific situation where the acceptor cannot escape liability even if an endorsement on the bill is forged. 2. Position of the acceptor. The acceptor of a bill of exchange is the drawer who, by signing the bill, agrees to pay the amount specified at maturity. Upon acceptance, the acceptor becomes primarily liable for payment. By accepting the bill, the acceptor effectively acknowledges the instrument and undertakes a direct obligation to the holder. 3. Effect of forged endorsement. Section 41 provides that where a bill of exchange has already been endorsed, and the acceptor accepts it, he cannot subsequently avoid liability on the ground that such endorsement was forged, provided he knew or had reason to believe at the time of acceptance that the endorsement was forged. In other words, if the acceptor had knowledge or reasonable grounds for suspicion regarding the forgery but still chose to accept the bill, he remains bound by his acceptance. 4. Knowledge or reason to believe. The crucial element under this section is the state of mind of the acceptor at the time of acceptance, particularly whether he had actual knowledge or reason to believe that the endorsement was forged. If he accepted the bill despite such knowledge or circumstances that would lead a reasonable person to suspect forgery, he cannot later deny liability. 5. Rationale of the provision. The purpose of Section 41 is to prevent an acceptor from acting negligently or dishonestly and then attempting to escape liability. Since acceptance makes the acceptor the principal debtor, the law expects him to exercise due care before accepting a bill. If a person knowingly accepts a bill bearing a forged endorsement, he cannot later rely on that forgery to avoid payment, thereby promoting diligence and good faith in commercial transactions. 6. Protection of innocent holders. The provision also serves to protect holders who rely on the acceptance of the bill. Once a bill is accepted, the holder is entitled to treat the acceptor as primarily liable. Allowing the acceptor to deny liability in cases where he knew or suspected forgery would undermine confidence in negotiable instruments. 7. Scope and limitation. It is important to note that Section 41 does not impose liability on the acceptor in every case of forged endorsement. The liability arises specifically where the acceptor had knowledge or reason to believe the endorsement was forged at the time of acceptance. If the acceptor was genuinely unaware and had no reason to suspect forgery, different legal principles may apply. For more details, contact us.